Hey playa, mental health is a serious topic that tends to get overlooked, especially by parents. Parents sometimes will write it off and say, hey, there's nothing wrong with you, oh, you're just sad, and never really take the mental health issues you're struggling with seriously. So how do you have a conversation with them about your mental health and what you should do about it? Don't worry. In this video, I'm going to share a few tips on how to approach it and what you can do to start it. For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single Monday through Friday, I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. Now, sometimes when we talk about mental health, we generally think on the extreme end of things. We don't really realize that your mental health encompasses your entire sense of well-being. When you're happy, when you're sad, when you're depressed, when you're excited, everything you're feeling goes into your mental health. And what you should realize is that being open and honest about your mental health state is totally normal. It's okay to share your feelings and thoughts and your experiences with others. You don't have to keep them bottled in, you don't have to keep them to yourself, and you don't have to pretend they don't exist. Sometimes your parents might just simply write off your mental health state by saying things like, what depression do you have to deal with? What stress? You're so young, you don't even know what that is. And by saying these things, they're invalidating how you feel, which is not the right thing for them to be doing. It's important for parents to listen to their kids, to recognize that their child is an individual, someone worth listening to, and someone that deserves to be loved. Now, if your parents are the kind of parents that don't really understand that, weren't really raised themselves like that, or just don't have the time to dedicate to helping you, the best thing that you can do is to talk to them and ask them if you could see a counselor. There are lots of different directions that you can go. One easy and free option is to seek out your school counselor. That's a person within your school that's there to help you with the struggles that you're dealing with. It's someone you can talk to in private, and that way your parents don't have to be involved and know exactly what's going on just yet. Another option might be to seek out a counselor online. There's a wonderful resource called BetterHelp where you can be matched up with a counselor that fits your specific criteria of what you're looking for. On top of that, you can easily talk to them through your phone, which is probably how most of your communication happens. I'm going to share the link for BetterHelp as the first pinned comment down below, and I'm also going to link it up here as a card, but the third option would be to seek a therapist in person. Talk to your parents about bringing you there to see a therapist, because having someone physically there in the present to talk to might be exactly what you need. And all those options sound great, but how exactly do you get your parents on board with them? I know sadly there are a lot of parents out there that feel like things like counseling and therapy are only for broken people or people with messed up lives and problems. They may not think that you qualify as someone that should see a therapist, and that's where the conversation needs to happen. First, it's important to let your parents know the different types of stress you're dealing with, whether it's stress in school because of a class that you're struggling with, whether it's dealing with a crush, whether it's struggles with your friends. Let your parents know exactly what's going on in your life and the hardships that you're working through so that they can at least be aware of it so nothing comes out of nowhere for them. Second, I wouldn't outright tell them that they're not really that helpful, because that might bring out their ego. They may feel like they're failing as a parent, or they just are messed up as a person, and because of that, your comments might actually backfire and cause them to retreat even more. Third, tell them that you want to speak to a professional about it so that you can get expert advice on what to do. Therapists and counselors are there to help you set up game plans as to how you can approach these issues that are affecting your mental health. So if you can kind of convey that to your parents that you want to work with someone who's dedicated to helping people resolve this, then hopefully that'll make them a little bit more understanding. And it might be a bit of an uphill battle for you. Your parents might not have the money to help send you to therapy. There may be other responsibilities and challenges that hold you back from doing it. It is a process that you have to work out with that, but that process always rests on communication. And that's why I want to know, what do you guys think? Would your parents be okay with you seeing a therapist? How do your parents see therapy in general? Do they think it's something weird or quacky, or are they totally fine with it? Leave your comments down below and share your opinions, because the more you share, the easier it is for people who are first coming into this video to feel like they're not alone in this experience. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, and definitely check out the playlist over there on the side. I made a bunch of videos this week all about convincing your parents to let you do things. I know how hard it can be sometimes to get your parents on board with the stuff you want to do, so this playlist is definitely going to help you out with some of the toughest challenges you run into. On that note, guys, I'll catch you next week. As always, love and peace.